There was once a curious boy named Evan who loved exploring snowy hills near his village. But one winter morning, he noticed something strange. Snowflakes were hanging in the air, perfectly still. They weren't falling, just frozen like tiny white stars. Following the trail of frozen snow, Evan climbed higher until he reached the tallest peak, known as Frozen Time Mountain. At the mountaintop, he discovered an enormous dragon, its scales shimmering like ice crystals. But the dragon wasn't moving. Even its breath was frozen in place. Suddenly, the dragon's eyes blinked. "Finally," the dragon whispered, "someone untouched by the frozen time." Evan gasped. "You can move? Everything else is stuck." The dragon nodded slowly. "Time has stopped. The great time clock, the heart of the world, has frozen. And without time, the world will remain silent forever." Evan felt his own heart thump harder. "What can we do?" The dragon lowered its massive head. "We must reach the clock before its last spark fades. I cannot do it alone. Only a human with courage can restart time." Evan climbed onto the dragon's back, gripping icy spines as they flew across the silent world. Below them, birds floated still in the air, rivers froze mid-splash, and people stood like statues. It was beautiful and terrifying. At the summit of the highest ridge stood the Great Time Clock, a glowing tower surrounded by swirling mist. But the clock's hands were stuck at 12 o'clock, and frost crawled across its gears. As they approached, the ground cracked with a thunderous roar. A monstrous creature made of ice, the Frost Guardian, emerged. "No one may touch the clock," it growled. The dragon roared back, unleashing a beam of blue fire, but the Guardian absorbed it. Evan's knees shook. He was just a boy. What could he do against a giant of ice? Then he remembered something his grandmother once said. "Even the biggest danger has a tiny weakness if you look closely." Evan squinted carefully and saw it. At the Guardian's chest, a small glowing spot, an unfrozen crack, pulsing like a heartbeat. "That's the weak point," Evan shouted. The dragon blasted it with all its power. The ice giant shattered into 1,000 glittering pieces that floated away like broken stars. Evan ran to the clock and touched the frozen gears, but his fingers stuck to the ice, too cold to move. "Believe in yourself," the dragon whispered. Evan closed his eyes, breathed deeply, and focused all his courage into one push. Crack! Clank! Tick-tock! Tick-tock! The clock began to move. Suddenly, the whole world burst back to life. Snowflakes fell again. Birds chirped mid-flight. Rivers rushed forward. People blinked and looked around, unaware time had nearly stopped forever. Evan slid off the dragon's back, exhausted but smiling. "You saved the world," the dragon said softly. Evan shook his head. "No, we saved it together." The dragon bowed, its icy wings glowing with pride. "You have the heart of a true hero. Remember, time is precious. Don't waste a moment." And with a final mighty flap of its wings, the dragon soared into the sky, leaving a sparkling trail like a frozen rainbow.